Hello students, this is Nahid Musharraf and you can say Nahi Shahzad. And today I am going to make this video because it is very important. Right now we are having mid-year final year presentation ahead and hardly 10 to 11 days are left. So why I am going to make this video, actually students are worried about writing a report. So this is the guideline. It is provided by the Civil Engineering Department of Sir Syed University of Engineering and Technology. So I want to discuss this report writing format and the guidelines regarding the uh, final project presentation. So let's have a look. And actually, most of the students don't concern with it, whether they got it, but you are not concerned to read it, but you have to read each and every line of this report writing guideline, even the presentation guideline, because it has all the guidelines available in this PDF file. So what we have to do, I have already shared with my FIP students. So now I want to discuss this thing with you guys, and let's have a look what's going to say. It's that, and let me increase my increase the screen size, and let's have a start to discuss with it. So whether it's going too much, so right now this one. So obviously you have to use this monogram of Sir Syed University of Engineering and Technology, and let's have a start. First of all, mid-year and final presentation guidelines batch 2018 F5B. So journal is this mid-year and final year project presentation guidance has been specifically designed for students who have undertaken FIP in their civil engineering undergraduate studies programs on the Department of Civil Engineering. So they are saying about why they are providing these guidelines and to whom they are providing these guidelines. So what each group of students is required to follow instructions regarding FIDP presentations and report writing are provided in this manner. Prior to finalization of the presentation, mid-report and final report, the documents must be reviewed and approved by the internal supervisor or internal advisor. Presentation should be delivered in English. So this is the actual main point. So you should be very careful about it. So you have to practice your presentation to deliver in English. It is mentioned in the these guidelines. So it is recommended to bring your laptop or notebook with complete backup of presentation material in the USB. So you must have to bring your own laptop. Each member should bring it, because if you are having any difficulty in one laptop, so you have a choice of backup of another laptop. You also have to bring your presentation material and report in the USB as well for the backup. So the next point is what? Introduction. The purpose of this guideline is to assist students in producing a comprehensive presentation document for mid-year and final project stages. A good presentation is one that describes the project work concisely and effectively. It may contain various materials, slides, and logical framework. The objectives contained should be technical, precise, and well-defined. So what do you have to do? You have to define your project properly. The flow of the presentation should be sequential and logical. An important point to remember is that it reflects the contents of the report and should describe the relevant fact. Large material from books describing unnecessary and relevant information should be avoided. So you have to be very careful about this line. Then I am moving towards the presentation. The delivery of presentation should be arranged through a performer used for the reservation of presentation date and timing, for which students should contact their internal supervisor. Prior to presentation, date of presentation will be announced. All groups required to follow instructions as mentioned below. So the recommended number of slides in presentation should be as specific in table number 1. So it is given that how many slides you have to present in front of the jury in your presentation. The duration of the presentation should not exceed 15 to 20 minutes mid-year presentation and 20 to 30 minutes for the final year. So you have to be very careful about that the presentation time, that you have only 15 to 20 minutes slots for the mid-year, and for the final year presentation you have 20 to 30 minutes slot. It is recommended that before delivery of presentation, each group must rehearse the presentation for its delivery duration. The next is contents of the subject matter should be clear, should be concise and to the point. Graph, chart, diagram, map, or any video embedded in the presentation must be vivid, not foggy or blurry. Means that your presentation, videos, maps, diagram, chart must be clearly visible. Animation, if used, should emphasize only when necessary. Don't use extra zooming or flying in objects on the slide. Added notes or precise description may be used for reflecting the information on the slides. In addition to the content of the slide, MS PowerPoint should have a balanced and well blended background. So, color scheme should be conspicuous, reflecting the subject being presented. You can read these things. That is not too much important as compared to the other things. So, I am moving towards other things. So, content of media and final presentation of MS PowerPoint. So, how many number of slides you have to make it? For the title, you have to make only one number of slide for your media presentation, in which you have to show title of project, name, designation of internal and external supervisor. I have already shared with you guys as well. Number of slides, final presentation, obviously it will also be one. Then objective scope. So objective or scope should also can be of two number of slides and two number of slides in even in final presentation. Gantt chart for one, Gantt chart one. Introduction, literature review can be of 1 or 2 pages for the media, and 3 to 4 comprises of 3 or 4 pages slides in the final presentation. Project milestones will be what? Project milestones will be like project milestones, the important milestone that has to be achieved in order to accomplish the project. So it should contain, it can be of 1 or 2 presentation slides, and number of slides for final presentation, it will be 2 to 3. Executed work, work has been successfully completed and how. So 4 to 6, 10 to 12 means how many number of slides you can use it. So 4 to 6 slides for media, 10 to 12 slides for the final year. Remaining work, state, final, conclusion, future scope for further. It is they are summarizing all things. For the example, remaining work, you have to make slide for the conclusion and recommendation and future recommendation. So it can be comprises of one slide. References, for references you should make one slide for mid-year, 1 or 2 slides maybe for final year. Complete list of resources, example, books, research papers, journal, conferences. The entire report should ensure proper citation of the references. The proper references format throughout the report should also be considered. Number of slide may increase slightly to show work in a proper way. So they are giving you the choice. You can increase the number of slides as well, but not too much, because you have limited time span. Then final evaluation, the jury will be in front of you, chairman, associate chairman, convener, internal, external supervisor, panel of expert, committee member. It is understood that the assessment and decision given by the 5T committee shall be considered final and non-questionable. Okay. Next point is what? It's report guideline, report writing guidelines. So each FYP group is advised to follow the general instructions mentioned below. It is encouraged to attach the plagiarism report less than 20%. So now this is the very important point. You are not going to copy each and everything from the internet. So whatever you are taking from any research paper, so you must have to provide proper citation over that you have to bracket it that you are taking it from that area. And other things, whatever you are writing, you should not copy from the internet, from the website. You should write your own self of the media 5DP report, since it will be made material in the final assessment. The report should highlight the aspects of sustainable development goals being considered in the FIDP project. For this, the student must consult with their project supervisor. So you also have to check it out. What are the sustainable development goals you are targeting? So there are 17 sustainable development goals. So I will make the other video for that, SDGs. So I will explain you over there as well. So then they are asking for the complex engineering problem. CEP should be clearly stated in the report, justifying the complexity level of the FIDP. Before final submission of the report, soft copy, hard copy will be submitted as draft version. You can read this rubric by approval. It is the responsibility of FIP group to proofread the document. Okay, approved draft copy of the FIP report will be submitted to the FIP committee. After approval of draft, two hard copies of the report, one for internal, one for external, and second for departmental, will be submitted to the FIP coordinator. Okay, next, final year project report writing guidelines. They are providing you the knowledge about how can you write the reports. Your report on your FIP length of the document is mentioned over here. There is no hard rule about overall length because this will vary with each project depending on the nature of the work. For BS degree report, averaging around 120 pages should be included over there. It can be more than 120 pages. So including tables, figures, and any other filtered relevant material, etc., provided that it could be submitted in the soft copy form as well is acceptable. Seek advice from supervisor. Remember, quantity is no substitute for quality. It is recommended to follow given sequence of chapters in the FIP. So your chapter sequence will be like this. So introduction, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, conclusion, and future recommendation. Note, in case if the advisor prefer not to follow the proposed sequence of chapters, 5 chapters, then it can be extended up to a maximum of 7 chapters. So in that way, what you can do that, for example, introduction is the chapter number 1, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, chapter 4. In chapter 5, what you can do, you can put conclusion. In chapter number 6, you can put future recommendation. In the last year, what we have done, chapter number 6, we were having economic analysis, and chapter number 7 was the environmental sustainability. So there were 7 chapters in my FIP. So it's totally up to you. What do you want to do? So next, title page obviously contain title, full name of author, roll number, degree that it contributes. You have there is a title page attached over here, so you can work it out accordingly. Then you have certificate. The certificate shall be in double line spacing using font style type, like a font style type, font type, and font size is given in this. So you have to take font size 14. The certificate shall carry the supervisor's signature and shall be followed by the supervisor's name, academic designation, department, full address of the institution where the supervisor has guided the student. The term supervisor must be typed in capital letters between the supervisor's name and academic designations. Sample certificate is enclosed here for reference. Okay. Then acknowledgement. Good report writing includes a page of gratitude to those who helped the writer in this process, his supervisor, teachers, professor, whoever you want to say thank. Advice on writing an acknowledgement of a report. It should be a narration, make them look sincere. Don't just say thank you and give the list of names, but address refer to each one separately and thank him her with gratitude for something specific. Okay, next is abstract. So I have already made the video about how to write the abstract. So this should be not more than 1 page in length. The abstract should allow the reader who is unfamiliar with the work. So you can say this is the you are writing the abstract in the start, but you have to write this abstract at the end of your project. So I am moving towards the next thing, content list. So list all headings, subheadings, including title page, table of contents. These are all things you have to be very careful about it. Arrangement of content should be like this: cover page and title page, certificate. Then you have to go for the acknowledgement. After that, mapping of FIP chapters with PLOs, CEP, complex engineering problem description highlighted in the problem statement. Okay, now next is SDGs, mapping with the chapters. So sustainable development goals, you have 17 as sustainable development goals, so you should have to map with chapters. Abstract, preface, table of contents, list of tables, list of figures, list of symbols, abbreviations, and nomenclatures. Then you go for the chapters, then references and appendices. Report format is given over here. You can see report format, paper. Obviously, should be A4 size paper. You have to use printing should be on one side of each page only. The print quality should be dark and clear using inkjet or laserjet printers. Margin, left margin 1.5 inches, top, bottom and right margin 1 inches. Justification, right and left margin should be justified giving a straight. Okay. Justification, right and left margin should be justified giving a straight edge to the text on both sides. Font size. It is clearly mentioned that you have to use the font size of 12 and Times New Roman font. Page numbers, the report must carry chronological page numbers throughout, including appendices. The page number should be on the bottom right margin of each page. The title page is counted in the numbering but bears no page number. Page breaks, try to ensure that these occur in sensible places. There is no need to take a new page for each main section heading, but you should do so for new chapter. So every chapter should be on the another page. Never let a page break separate a last line of paragraph. Try to ensure that if possible unitary lists A, B, C, etc. are not split across pages. Then you have to place header. Header should be placed at the top of each page except the title page. In addition to the chapter number, the document header should include the chapter name. Then there is a guideline for the paragraphs. You have to use single blank line. Line spacing should be 1.15 times spaced. These are all the things available in the MS Word, so you have to do it accordingly. Headings and legends, section and subsection headings should be emboldened, means you have to make it bold. Major headings should be printed in font size 14 bold. Legends, these are the figures and table identification, should be bold and centered but not enlarged. Subheadings should be bold with point size of 12. Next is style and content. Use double spacing and 12-point font. Avoid footnotes, write in the past tense. It is clearly mentioned it over here. Avoid long complex sentences. These are all the things you have to read it yourself. List of tables, figures and illustrations. Whatever the figures you are providing, that you must mention its name and figure number, table number. You have to provide it. Then advice on writing report. In some report writings, a current sequence is essential. List of figures, list of tables, list of illustration. Don't make a page break between them. Conclusion, you have to provide it. It is the summary of your project. What are the results you get it, and what you are going to get your result, and what is the conclusion you are getting it. So you should write it properly in the conclusion section. It is to be estimated that, it is to be investigated that, you have to write it like that. Then you have to provide the recommendations, what you are going to give direction propositions on how a problem that has been investigated can be solved. List all issues clearly and relying on conclusions, suggest solutions. Propose any future studies based on your conclusion. Then you have references, the main thing which I have decided to make this video. So you can see over here that there is a example of reference is given over here. How can you provide your reference? So you can see over here that this is a square bracket and it is written 1. So this is reference number 1, and this reference number 1 you have to for example, you write any paragraph from this research paper. So what you have to do, you have to write down this square bracket with 1 at the end of that paragraph, and this is that research paper is this reference is given at the end of the references in your report. So this is the writer name: K. Yam, A. Burns, D. Ingham, and W. McCaffrey, and this is the title of their research paper. Then there is a journal of hydraulic engineering. Then you have to provide the volume number, and after that you have to provide the page number and date of publication. So you can see where K. Yam, A. Burns, D. Ingham, and W. McCaffrey are the author names. Influence of lift force on the settling velocities of rotating particles in two-dimensional shear flow is the paper title. Journal of Hydraulic Engineering is the journal name. Volume is 139. Shows journal volume, page number 1277, 1285 are the page number, and 2013 is the year of publication. So what you have to do, you can simply copy this and you can check it out whether whether it is actually is happening, means that this research paper is having this volume number, this page number, and date of publication is same, and its title is this, and it belongs from this journal. So let's have a check. So you just copy this line and you can put it on your Chrome or whatever the search engine you are using it. So let's have a look. Let me open my Chrome and let me share with you how can you search it out. So let's have a look. Let me share my screen, and where is the screen is going, this one. So I am going to put this, I have copied and pasted over here, And now you can see what is coming over here. No, it's not. It's saying that it's wrong and all that. So no, this is not the thing. Let me put it again. And what is the reason it is taking it, showing wrong things? Because there is one is included over here. So let me erase this and let me check it out with which research paper is this. So this is influence of lift force on the slackening velocities, ASCE library. So you can see it's volume 139, issue 12, December 2013. It's publication date and written by Kayam. So, and its title is this. So let me click on it. I am unable to download this research paper, but you can see its volume number from here. Issue number is given. The publication date, Journal of Hydraulic Engineering. It is published in this journal, and it is its writer is this, and this is the title of your title of this research paper. So this is the way to write the references. So let's go back again onto the FIP guidelines, and you can see how can you write your references in your report. So this is the way, and even your on your slides as well, on presentation slides. So keep the same format. And now I'm moving toward the cover page format. Title of the project title will be written in font 16. Size is given over here. So you can use this page for writing, making your project title page, report title page. And then certificate font 16. This is to certify that following students batch to have completed their final project, and its font should be 14. And this is all about it. So this is the way to read your FIP guideline, report writing, presentation guideline, and all things from this. And you should read the each and every line from here to identify which areas you have to work out and how can you have to work out in report writing. How can you make your presentation proper and in the proper format, what is defined by your department, and you have to follow it. And be careful about the references. You have to provide the references like this. For example, if you are if you are going to provide another reference, so you have to write down number 2 with that and put it right like that. So I will give you the example in the separate video of how can you write the research literature review and how can you mark the references. So in the next video I will provide the detail. And one thing you can see over here, if there are 2 or more authors of a reference abbreviated by first author surname followed by ETAL. So you can just write it down. You can write down if you are having more than one authors or 5-6 authors. So what you have to do, you have to write down the name of the first author and you should write ETAL. It means all the authors can be come into this. For example, like we use etc. So just like that, we can use this one. So this is all about the advice on the writing report, making your presentation. Hopefully it will be clear to all of you. Thank you for watching my video, but don't forget to subscribe my video and follow me on www.nahidshahzad.blogspot.com. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Okay, now friends, what you have to do after watching my videos, you should have to subscribe to Engineer Nahid Shahzad YouTube channel and follow me at www.nahidshahzad.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye bye.